What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV, and I am back with another video. This is the rundown discussing boxing's latest news. First up, the boxing world can now breathe a huge sigh of relief after getting word that unified welterweight champion Errol the Truth Spence Jr. will be okay after his horrific car accident that left him ejected from his car after it flipped multiple times. He crashed a Ferrari. I'm pretty sure by now you've seen the pictures of the crash. You've seen the videos of the incident. And pretty much he has been blessed by the man above. He's highly favored. And I'm here to talk about the aftermath, the shit that he needs to change moving forward. Because look, you're not gonna get those many close calls that could have potentially ended your life before something catastrophic happened. It's clear to me and everybody else that watches and observes Errol Spence Jr. that this man has a drinking problem. If you go back a few months ago, he embarrassed the hell out of himself when in an interview after a fight. I forget which fight it was, but it was him, Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner, Robert Easter Jr., and he was talking about something. He was being interviewed, and he was talking about, I started boxing when I was 15, or I was 2015 when I got my first loss. He was just incoherent and really just rambling because he was drunk. You know, he was feeling himself. He was having a good time with his boys, but he was definitely incoherent. And that should have been a sign right then and there. Also, he called out Terrence Crawford at a press conference, took over. He was clearly drunk. He was clearly not in his right frame of mind. And ultimately, all those events, and I'm pretty sure events prior to that, led up to him almost losing his life. But luckily for him, he's blessed. God had other plans for him, and he's only going to escape with some missing teeth, fractured teeth, and some facial lacerations, which is great news. I'm glad to hear that he didn't suffer any fractures, no broken bones, and that he will be able to resume his boxing career. But this guy needs to get shit in order. This was yesterday, early morning, was his reality check. Point blank, plain and simple. There needs to be no more drinking and driving. Hell, to be honest, he has 2 kids and a girlfriend. Ain't no way his ass need to be out that late anyway. And if you are going to be out late, have you, for one, security officers, just in case some drama comes your way. Also, you need to have a designated driver. Ain't no way your profile is study climbing and you know you like to drink. You like to indulge in alcoholic beverages. So if you still gonna drink, you need to be mindful enough and care, about your future, as well as potentially damaging the future of your kids and your loved ones by having a designated driver, somebody that doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything that could impair their ability to handle and operate a vehicle. Secondly, he just need to quit drinking, period. He's an upper echelon athlete. He's an elite level fighter. He's just was in one of the best fights, if not the best fight of 2019, where he took that WBC welterweight strap from Sean Showtime Porter on September 28th. So he needs to just steer clear of alcohol, any extracurricular activity that could be detrimental to him and his career. You know what I'm saying? He needs to change his circle. He needs to get his mind focused back on strictly boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, yesterday's events could have been easily prevented if he would have, considered the things that I just mentioned. Having him a designated driver or staying his ass in the crib. He got 2 beautiful little girls that he always speaks highly of, says they're the most important thing to him. Well, by yesterday's actions, that says otherwise. And then I'm not judging Errol Spence Jr. because I like him. I believe he's one hell of a fighter. I'm coming from a place of love, you know what I'm saying? and trying to say, like, look, dude, you got it all right in front of you. You know, a chance to be undisputed, a chance to move up to 154, a chance to move up to 160, big fight paydays in your future. You can continue to cement your legacy as an all-time great, but you gotta, make the decision. You gotta look in the mirror and be like, look, either you wanna go the all-time great route or you wanna go the not so all-time great route. I'm not gonna mention names, but we've seen how some of these fighters, in recent memory, have all the God-given ability in the world, but outside of the ring, they can't get their act together. Whether it's smoking, drinking, partying all the time, being lazy, gaining too much weight, which is another problem for Errol Spence, which he acknowledged in the aftermath of his fight on Twitter with Sean Porter. Said he don't have a nutritionist or strength and conditioning coach. He needs to bring in new people that has his best interest in mind. But again, I am glad to hear that he will be making a 100% recovery and will be able to resume his boxing career. And I just hope that his parents can get a hold of him, Al Heyman, Derrick James, and all the people that say they care for him, and say, look, bro, there's ways to handle situations. If you still want to indulge in, drinking, then let us get you a designated driver, somebody that is going to be responsible enough to get you back home in one piece and avoid having these issues arise, because that's just not a good look, man. It's just really not a good look. But next up, Canelo Alvarez continues to avoid Demetrius Andrade. And before y'all get in the comment section and say, oh, Canelo has fought Floyd, fought Gennady Golovkin twice. He's getting ready to fight Kovalev. He's fought Cotto. He's fought everybody. Laura. Who has Andrade fought? That is irrelevant. We know where Andrade stands in the sport of boxing. A huge talent, hasn't fought too many big names, but the skills are there. And more importantly than that, he's a middleweight champion. He holds that WBO middleweight title. And at one point, it was Canelo Alvarez's goal of becoming undisputed. Now, somewhere along the way, that shifted and it went to the wayside. And now, the walls are caving in on Canelo Alvarez, who don't seem to want to fight nobody. He don't want to fight a third fight with Gennady Golovkin, who looked like shit, in my opinion, lost to Sergey Derevchenko last weekend, where he won that vacant IBF middleweight title. He doesn't want to fight him, and now he doesn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. And this is what he really had to say, about Andrade. Hold on, let me find it. All right. He said, when he was just posed by, he said, the truth is he hasn't fought against anyone, and he's also very born. Maybe he's a good fighter, but he's a born fighter. And at the end of the day, when there's a born fight, people are going to blame me. I like fights where there's action, where people can enjoy a good show. That's very important to me. But also, he doesn't represent a challenge for me as well, because he hasn't fought against anybody. Look, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Canelo knows it. Everybody else knows it. That is complete, utter bullshit. He don't want to fight Andrade because Andrade is athletic. He's a switch hitter. He has good power, good hand speed, very good boxing skills, and he poses all kinds of threats and difficulties to Alvarez. And I'm not saying Canelo can't win that fight, because he can. But just know, he is not a Golovkin. He is not a Jacobs. He's fast on his feet, fast with his hands. He's confident, and he'd be super motivated to get Canelo Alvarez in the ring. Not only for legacy, but it'll be his career high payday. And for Canelo to come out and say, I don't want to fight him because he's born, that's an excuse. Erislandy Lara is born. You know what I'm saying? But back then, on his way up through the rankings through the rise, he took on Laura, who was just disrespectful, calling him out, questioning his heart. You know what I'm saying? But now that Canelo is at a place where he's the cash cow of the sport of boxing, he could fight me and everybody will watch. He feel like I don't care to take on these threats. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Billy Joe Saunders who out there who looms. Even though he's at 168, he can easily drop back down to 160. You got Callum Smith, who already made it clear he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. But he's going up to fight Sergey Kovalev in a fight I think is mighty, mighty dangerous. Doesn't matter what other people are saying. Kovalev is older, slower, but he's still effective. And that is his weight class. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's foreign to Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo Alvarez is going to have to look in the mirror and realize, yeah, he got a lot of power, but it's only so much power he's going to be able to flex with his own. The Zone are trying to get subscriptions. They're trying to get a loyal fan base that is going to pay $20 a month or $100 annually to hold on to that. And him being the face of the Zone along with Anthony Joshua, they have a standard to uphold or to try to create. So while he think, oh, I can do this, no, you can't. Because there's nothing but killers around your division, whether they're at 154, 160, 168, wherever. The walls are closing in on you, Canelo. You are a great fighter. I respect the hell out of you. But you know for a fact that Demetrius Andrade is a worthy opponent based off the strength of him being a WBO middleweight champion. It'd be one thing if he wasn't a champion and still had the skills. I'd be like, look, okay, whatever. But this guy's a champion. You could unify with him because you're not going to stay at 175. You don't want to fight Alexander Gavazic, Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. You don't want to fight those guys. Are you going to stay at 168 and fight Caleb Plant? No. David Benavidez? No. Billy Joe Saunders? You may, because y'all are aligned with the Zone. But let's be real about this whole situation. You do not want to get in the ring with Demetrius Andrade because he's too athletic. He's a highly skilled fighter, and you know that it'll be a tough night. And that's a fight that you will potentially lose. And if you don't lose, you'll look bad in it, whether it's born or not. It's not that it's born. It's because he's a technician, a guy that can make you look foolish with his, boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be real about it. Just say you don't want to fight him, and you're looking towards another direction. You could have said Caleb Smith. You could have said Billy Joe Saunders. Hell, you could have said Jaime Munguia. You could have said you wanted looking for a Mexican rival, and you feel Munguia, being a power puncher that he is a guy that you want to fight on Mexican Independence Day. But this is Canelo. He's the cash cow. He feels he can call the shots how he sees fit, and I just think that that's not cool, and fight fans gonna really continue to tee off in him because this is coming off as a major dub. No matter what you think of Andrade, the guy is a top contender, and he should get that opportunity. Final topic. IBF featherweight champion says that he wants the WBC featherweight champion Gary Russell Jr. next. Josh Warrington is a Tasmanian devil type fighter. Energy. And he was recently called out by Gary Russell. Said he a club fighter. You know what I'm saying? All that shit he be doing won't lead to nothing but an ass whooping them these two guys ever step in the ring. Gary Russell has been on a tear, running his fucking mouth lately. He ran up on Leo Santa Cruz's father to no avail. Called out Shakur Stevenson, who getting ready to fight Gonzalez for that vacant WBO featherweight title. Only time will tell if that fight comes to fruition. But now the roles are reversed. Josh Warrington is calling him out. He want him next. And that's what he had to say. Just his challenge, just because of his challenge, and the two other champions have gone up. Really, truthfully, I wanted Santa Cruz because I've said many times. Cruz was ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine rankings, had me at number 2. I beat him, and I'm fucking number 1. the numero uno ranked by Ring Magazine, and I got another shiny belt as well. Obviously, he vacated and moved up. Santa Cruz has moved up. I can't fight for those belts now. Gary Russell, the only one with the belts at this moment in time. He's looking for fights. I'm looking for fights. Makes sense. So, look, I say make it. Huge stake unification fight between these two guys. Gary Russell is ultra talented while being majorly inactive. Warrington is a good fighter with a high engine, throws punches and bunches. I think he throws 100 punches around or close to it. He's not a big power puncher, but he makes you very uncomfortable. Ask Carl Frampton, who tried to take that belt from him, but was denied. And I think that we've seen that Gary Russell is 31 years old. And if you look at his resume outside of three names, maybe four, he got Vasil Lomachenko, Johnny Gonzalez, Kiko Martinez, and Jojo Diaz. Other than that resume is weak as fuck. It's dollar paper tissue, weak and thin. You know what I'm saying? For all the skills he possesses, all the potential he has to be a great fighter, he ain't trying to fight nobody. He called out Leo Santa Cruz for the longest, where he could have went other routes. You know what I'm saying? But this is the day and era in boxing that we live in. Talk, and then when it's time to fight, it's somebody other than the people that you should be fighting on your level or close to it. But I think Josh Warrington possesses a challenge for Russell, just off of his activity, his style, his aggressiveness, his stamina, his engine. I favor Russell just because he has that hand speed. He can box. He can move. He's athletic enough to kind of set traps and turn Warrington. But this would be a dogfight, man. This would be a dogfight. Battle of attrition. Whose style could win over. It would be a fight that I definitely would look forward to seeing. And at this point, man, these fights need to fucking happen, man. I don't care who you're aligned with. If you are the boss of your career like you say you are, then, direct your manager, your promoter to make the fucking fight that you want. If you want to be great, then be great. If you want to just talk, continue to talk and just shut the fuck up. I know that don't make sense, continue to talk and shut the fuck up, but y'all know what I'm saying. If you want to just talk, but don't say you're the best. Just say, look, I'm here to make my money. That's it. I don't care about being a great fighter. I just care about financially securing myself. So when I retire, me and my family will be good moving forward in the future. But that'll do it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the notification and make sure you turn on the click the bell to get notified for all videos, not partial videos. Drop your comments in the comment section down below, giving me your thoughts on each and every one of these topics. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. Also, shout out to the movement and everybody that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. I'll leave links to the articles in the description box below. Make sure you like the 3 Kings Boxing Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at 3 Kings Boxing. Follow us on Instagram at 3 Kings Boxing. Until next time, I am out. Peace.